What is the one thing that you could use to track your growth and success in every part of your life? What's the most important thing you do for work? What is the least amount of money you should save and trade every day, week, and month based on your income? Break down each goal into parts that you can measure and control. Then give yourself a deadline for completing each part. Our minds are very powerful, but we don't always use them to their full potential. When we set goals and make detailed plans for how to meet them, we avoid having to work hard for years to get to the same level of success. We can use a lot more of our brains when we set goals than when we do other things. Our mind is the most important part of our body. Its job is to take in all the information we see, sort it out, figure out what it means, compare it to other information, and then decide what to do. However, the great power that lets us do much more than we ever thought possible lies in our inner mind. Our minds are hidden at least 90% of the time. We need to learn how to bring them to the surface and use them to push, inspire, and drive ourselves to reach our goals. 1. Program yourself with goals. Your subconscious mind functions optimally when it has clear goals, specific tasks, deliberate measurements, and deadlines. The more of these goals you program into your subconscious computer, the better it will function, and the more you will accomplish in a shorter period of time. When you set goals and start moving towards them, it is essential to establish a series of milestones or measurements that you can use to assess your progress day by day and hour by hour. The clearer and more specific the measurements you establish, the more accurately you will achieve your objectives at the designated time. Your subconscious mind demands a force system formed by the deadlines we set to complete a task or achieve a goal. Without this system, it is too easy to delay, postpone, and push important things to much later, or if we ever get around to doing them. 2. 3 keys to optimal performance: commitment, completion, and closing are the 3 most important things we can do to reach our goals. Setting aside all excuses and making a clear promise to reach a goal is like stepping on the gas for our subconscious mind. Our ideas, drive, and concentration get stronger than ever. True believers are those who make promises they can't back out of and never break them, no matter what. 3. Completion. Completion is the second ingredient of optimal performance. There's a huge difference between doing 95% of a task and doing 100% of it. In reality, it is very common to work up to 90 or 95% and then slack off and delay finishing the job. It is a temptation you must fight. You must force yourself, discipline yourself continually, resist this natural tendency, and persevere in your effort until the work is finished. Every time we complete a task of any kind, our brain releases a small amount of endorphins. This natural morphine gives us a feeling of well-being and euphoria. It makes us feel happy and at peace. It stimulates our creativity and improves our personality. It is nature's magic drug. The more important the task completed, the greater the amount of endorphins released by our brain, as if it were a reward for our success and achievements. Over time, we can become positively addicted to the feeling of well-being we receive from that endorphin rush. Even when we complete a small task, we feel happy. When we finish a large task, we feel even happier. When we complete each of the various stages leading to the completion of an important task, we receive an endorphin boost. When we work steadily to complete an important job, we continuously feel happy and euphoric. 4. Create the feeling of triumph. It's necessary to win in order to feel like a winner. To feel like a winner, we have to finish a job 100%. When we do something over and over, we get into the habit of finishing everything we start. When we make this a habit, our lives start to get better in ways we can't even imagine. In psychology, it's always the other way around. Unfinished business is a big cause of stress and anxiety. Indeed, a big part of the reason many people are unhappy is that they can't control themselves long enough to finish an important job or responsibility. Those of you who have put off starting an important task before know what I mean. As the due date approaches, the longer we wait to begin a job and the more stress we feel. This stress can make it hard to sleep at night and even change who we are. We feel a huge sense of relief and well-being when we finally get to work and finish the job. It's almost like nature thanks us for all the good things we do that make our lives better. Nature also punishes us by making us unhappy and stressed when we don't finish the things that help us reach our goals and get the results we want. One of the most popular trends in modern management is the balanced scorecard. Through these scorecards, all employees in a company are encouraged to identify key metrics that indicate success and then score each day and each week on each of these key aspects. This is important. The very act of identifying a number or score and then paying close attention to it will improve our results in that area. For example, if someone told us before a meeting that they would evaluate how well we listen, our listening ability would dramatically improve in that moment. We would listen with much more care and attention throughout the meeting, knowing that our behavior would be observed. Similarly, whenever we select an important goal, measurement, or activity in our daily life and start monitoring or paying attention to it, our results in that area improve. One of the most useful measures we can apply to our own careers is to set benchmarks and create markers, measurements, and deadlines for each key task we need to complete to move toward one of our goals. This activates our subconscious forcing system. This system, in turn, will motivate and push us at an unconscious level to start earlier, work harder, stay later, and get the task done. 5, close the loop. Closure is the third part, coming after commitment and finish. This is what makes an open circuit different from a closed circuit. It's important to close things down in our personal and work lives if we want to be happy and in charge. If we leave a business or performance unfinished or anything else unfinished, it can cause a lot of worry, dissatisfaction, and even failure. It takes a huge amount of energy, both mental and physical. Dependability is one of the most important skills you can have at work. If you're known for getting things done quickly, well, and on time, you will get paid more and advance faster. Write down all the things you need to do to reach your goals, no matter what they are. Give each job a due date, and then work every day and every hour to meet that date. Every day, keep track of your progress. Feel free to speed up or slow down, but keep in mind that you can't hit the goal if you can't see it. The clearer you are about deadlines and measurements, the more you will accomplish and the faster you will achieve it. A goal or decision without a deadline is merely a conversation. It has no driving force. It's like a bullet without powder in the cartridge. Unless you set deadlines that commit you, you will end up firing blanks. In life and work, sometimes we set a deadline, and when that date arrives, we haven't reached the goal. It's simple. Set another deadline and then another if necessary. Deadlines are approximate calculations of when we will complete a task. The more frequently you set deadlines and work to meet them, the more accurate you will become in predicting the time needed to complete them. You will regularly improve in achieving your goals and completing your tasks within the set time. 6, identify your most valuable task. What is the most valuable thing I do? Do that job more often and better every time, no matter what the answer is. You'd be surprised at how much you can get done if you split up your work into small chunks, give yourself due dates, and then work on those chunks every day. Perhaps you've heard the old English proverb, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. This metaphor can also be used to describe reaching any big goal. How do you reach a big objective? Job by job, measure by measure, it is done one step at a time. Divide your long-term goals into smaller ones that you can reach every year, month, week, day, or even hour. If your long-term goal is to be financially independent, break it down into smaller goals. For example, write down what you will do with each hour of the next day. This will make it much more likely that you will be financially independent in the long run. You should know that all income comes from adding value if you want to make more money. Pay attention to everything you do and then ask yourself how you can make it more valuable so that you make more money. 7, identify your most valuable task. Ask yourself, of the things I do, what is the most valuable? Whatever the answer is, look for ways to do more of that task and do it better each time. It is astonishing how much can be achieved when we break tasks into bite-sized pieces, set deadlines, and then complete those pieces one by one, day after day. You likely know the old English saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. This metaphor also applies to achieving any large goal. How do you achieve a huge goal? It is accomplished step by step, task by task, and measure by measure. Break down your long-term goals into annual, monthly, weekly, daily, even hourly goals. Even if your long-term goal is financial independence, find a way to break it down by defining how you will use each hour of the next day so that long-term financial independence becomes much more probable. If you want to increase your income, you know that all income results from added value. Observe everything you do and then ask yourself how you could add more value in order to end up earning more money than you do today. These activities will propel your career into the fast lane. When you invest an extra 1 or 2 hours a day in self-improvement, the cumulative effect of that investment on your ability to achieve results will be extraordinary. If you want to lose weight, the formula is very simple. Eat less and exercise more. If you discipline yourself to eat a little less but high-quality food and at the same time do a bit more exercise each day, you will establish a pattern of losing 30 grams daily. No matter what you weigh now, if you lose 30 grams a day, that will amount to almost 1 kilogram a month. 1 kilogram a month is 12 kilograms in a year. Before you know it, you will have trained your body and appetite to lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. Start by carefully looking over every dollar you spend if you want to get rich. Aim to save $10 or $3, $50 every day. Save that money and don't touch it while it grows. Pick mutual funds or market funds that you know a lot about before you invest. As long as you're working, make it a habit to save and spend every day, every week, and every month. Soon enough, you'll be able to live on a little less than you do now. If your pay goes up, you should save more. You will have no more debt and a lot of money saved up and working for you in a few weeks, months, or years. You will no longer need anyone else's money in a few years. You will read about 15 books in a year if you read for 15 minutes every night instead of watching TV. It would take you 7 years to read the 100 most important books ever written if you read them every day for 15 minutes. Just by reading for 15 minutes every night before bed, you will become one of the smartest and most knowledgeable people of your age. If you work in sales and want to increase your income, carefully track how many calls, visits, offers, and sales you make each day, week, and month. Then set a goal to increase the number of those calls, visits, and daily offers. Set a goal to increase the number of weekly and monthly sales. Each day, measure what you have achieved compared to the levels you have set for yourself in each aspect of your life. Analyze your activities carefully and select a specific number of those that, more than anything else, determine your level of success in that field. Then focus all your attention throughout the day on that specific number. Focusing on a field will help you do better in that field, whether you are aware of it or not. If you want to get healthier, you can pay attention to how many calories you eat every day or how many minutes you work out each week. You can focus on how much you earn per hour or how much you save each month if you want to do well with your money. It doesn't matter how many sales you make each month or how many calls you make each day if you want to be good at sales. Pay attention to how many minutes a day and week you spend with the people who are most important to you. This will help your relationships grow. A lot of people say, what gets measured gets done. You can also say, what can't be measured cannot be managed. Setting specific measurements for your goals, keeping correct records, and keeping an eye on your daily progress will help you reach your targets on time or even earlier.